Jason Blazakis joins us now, the former director of the State Department's Counterterrorism Finance and Designations Office. Jason, it's great to see you, and thank you for making time. First off, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has asked President Biden to add Russia to the U.S.'s list of state sponsors of terrorism. What would the implications of that be politically and just tactically?
So politically speaking, it would put Russia on a really short list of pariah countries that the State Department has listed as a state sponsor of terrorism, to include Iran, Syria, North Korea, and Cuba. And getting on that list would take a toll economically on the Russian Federation. It's what I've called the ultimate sanction. It would, in essence, expand the kind of assets the United States could seize that's associated with the Russian Federation, and could increase the kinds of dual exports that we would ban to the Russian Federation. But very importantly, I also want to emphasize this, that there are still businesses, Western businesses, doing business in the Russian Federation. And it's been my direct experience working on this list that once you add a country to that list, businesses will flee. So it will have a significant economic impact on the Russian Federation in that sense as well. And then finally, it would expand the aperture in the kinds of secondary sanctions the United States could deploy against the Russian Federation. Chiefly here, I mean countries that continue to provide economic and financial assistance to the Russian Federation will have to think twice, because they could get caught up in the web of U.S. sanctions if they continue to do so. So those would be some of the impacts it could have on Russia.
I mean, in your opinion, though, does Russia qualify to be put on an international terror list? I know we just finished reporting on this explosion in Cuba that is, of course, unrelated. We do not know the cause, but there was a lot of conversation when Cuba got put on that list under the Trump administration. How practical would this be in terms of implications for Russia at this point? Does it merit that designation?
I think it merits it for a few reasons. And some of those reasons extend beyond what's happening on the ground to Ukraine, where Russian brutality has been well documented. They are absolutely terrorizing Ukrainian civilians on a daily basis, carrying out human rights abuses. But technically speaking, the Russian Federation meets the legal criteria, which is pretty simple. A country that provides repeated acts for support of acts of international terrorism can be added to that list. And I have argued in the past that the Russian Federation easily meets that legal criteria. They've engaged in political assassinations overseas, the same reasons that North Korea was added back to the state sponsor of terrorism list by the Trump administration in 2017. They provide sanctuary to a far-right group known as the Russian Imperial Movement that's carried out terrorist attacks in Scandinavia. And very importantly, there's a neo-Nazi who's the founder of a group, a white supremacist group known as the Base, that lives in St. Petersburg. So for these reasons, Russia absolutely meets the legal criteria.
All right, Jason, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your perspective and your expertise. We really appreciate it.